Joel.
How are you today?
Hanging in there. How about you?
Well, I'm doing okay. Welcome back to Career Lab, everybody, and we are delighted to have you back for the new season. Career Lab is the podcast featuring America's career counselor, Julie LaCroix, the one, the only, and the wonderful. And I'm along too for the ride.
Joel, you're a huge part of Career Lab.
Okay, I'm a huge person then. On Career Lab, Julie helps a number of individuals solve their career challenges and helps them orient and get more focused on where they really want to go and how to get there. I and Julie help individuals who are doing career transitions and are having trouble in their own career position and need a little bit deeper look at some of these challenges. So we work with a lot of fun people. We also have guests on Career Lab, and this season we're going to be featuring a number of really cool guests. So we're excited for you to tune in and get our podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcast, and it'll be good. So why don't we just jump right into our guest this morning?
Jolene.
Okay, Jolene is our first caller. Jolene, this is Joel Siegel, and you're on Career Lab. How are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. Well, we're happy to have you on the show, and we're going to kind of get right into your career challenges. I'm going to let Julie sort of get you oriented towards what we're going to talk about, okay?
Perfect. Sounds good.
Hi, Jolene.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing really well. What brings you to Career Lab? How can we help you?
So I guess I'm curious, and I've tried a lot of different things, and now I'm at the point where I'm not exactly where I want to be, might be on the right track, but I think I just need some guidance.
Okay, you think you might be on the right track. So what part of your experience currently makes you feel that you are on the right track? What's going well?
I'm in a sales position, not exactly outside sales, but it's more customer service. And now I just got promoted to a sales coordinator position. But I'm thinking I might want to be in outside sales. So I think that kind of helped me realize that, but I'm not exactly sure still. So I think I might need some more guidance, and maybe when you get some insight into what I've done so far, you can give me advice on that.
Sure. So, well, first of all, have you been in customer service and what we call customer success or client success sales coordination your whole career? Has that been your role?
No. So I started I guess I can start from the beginning so you can see where I've gone.
How old are you? How old are you?
28.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Before I got my bachelor's, I went and I did cosmetology school. So I have my cosmetology license.
Good for you.
And makeup certifications.
Did you ever do that professionally as well?
I did. So I did that first, and I actually did that through a community college. So I had college credits so that I could use that towards obtaining my degree after. I realized I didn't really like the hair aspect of it, but I liked the makeup. So I did have a makeup business that I did while I was going through college, and I did weddings and special events, which I liked doing that, but I knew I wanted a stable career where I had retirement and benefits. So I knew that I didn't want to do that permanently for the rest of my career, but I did like doing it.
So it sounds like,
and it was a creative outlet.
Yeah, it sounds like one of the things you were looking for then after college was you wanted to kind of work for a company, where you got all the benefits and some of the additional things as opposed to being having your own business.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then I got my degree in psychology, and I do like helping people. Yeah, so I know Julie has hers in psychology as well.
Yep.
So I do like helping people, and I had thought maybe I wanted to do career counseling or guidance counseling or maybe marriage and family. I wasn't really sure what avenue I wanted to go, but I knew I liked helping people. I always had friends come to me and ask for advice. So I always felt like I was someone that people could lean on and ask for things. So I do like that part of it. And I also felt like I got to do that with makeup, where people would come to me and ask my opinion on things, and I would make them feel good. And then I got my degree, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I did take a career exploration course in college. That was still not set on everything. And I thought maybe I have a background in makeup. Maybe I'll want to do marketing for a makeup company. Or my mom was also a teacher, so maybe I would use my psychology degree for teaching. I was just kind of not sure.
Okay.
And I didn't like the aspect of traveling, so I took off the marketing thing. I spoke with a marketing manager, and she said she traveled a lot, so I know I don't want to do that. So I thought maybe I'll do teaching.
Okay, so Jolene, let me jump in here because you're thinking about it really well. You're clustering your interests around helping people and being creative, and MFT or transition through cosmetology school, expressing your own ambition and kind of working your own clients, doing makeup, and then of course marketing kind of brings together psychology and creative. So you're in the right hover space, if that makes sense. So let's see if I can try to help you anchor something down. Okay.
Can I ask one question, Julie, before you finish?
Yeah.
So Jolene, where you are now then, given your background, which is different, are you wanting to stay in sales and marketing, or are you wanting something else? Is this where you want to be so Julie can help you drill down?
So I'm currently at an apparel company that I'm in the sales position for, and I don't think I want to stay in fashion or apparel. I'm trying to figure that out. I have a friend in medical device sales, and I thought I might be interested in that, but I'm not sure exactly because I don't have a ton of experience in that. But I do like the sales aspect of it and interacting with people.
Good.
And that would be validated by your prior ambitions to get your own clients. So usually I don't encourage people to go directly into sales unless we have evidence that sales is in your profile. And it sounds like it is. At 28 years old, a lot of young adults think maybe they want to go to grad school and become a therapist or a teacher and help people in some kind of clinical, formal way like that. But they look ahead at the training and education that it would take to get there, and they decide not to. And then I work with these individuals who passed up those opportunities to invest in their futures when they were young. I work with them on the back end at 38 and 48 and 58 years old. And there's a lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda. So to prevent that, what we're going to do is we're going to investigate the MFT to see how significant that is. Because if we need to yank that out and make that happen, that's the first thing we need to be focusing on. If you had the degree in hand right now, would you be happy and would you want to have a practice helping others with emotional issues?
I did get my teaching credential, and I did teach also for a year before I got into my role that I'm in now.
All the more reason to potentially not invest in another formal educational track. So let's just help me analyze the MFT, because I'm sure it seems like a rigorous road, but how significant is that? It's okay if you tried cosmetology school and you tried the teaching credential and you still haven't found it. It's okay. These are all wonderful activities in exploration, career exploration, that are helping you confirm that you don't want to do cosmetology for a primary career, but you are creative. You don't want to do teaching for a primary career, but you do like educating people about something. And so now we need another piece of your puzzle. So comment on the MFT track and the counseling track for me. Do you think you'd want to be a therapist if it came easily to you? I mean, like if it were in your hand right now?
I think I do have a friend that does marriage and family counseling, and I can see how it's hard for her to let go of the things that she's heard.
Okay.
And the work-life balance and not bringing it home. So I'm not sure. I think I hold on to that also. And I'm not sure if I could handle that if I heard something really upsetting, if I was able to.
Okay. Let me move this forward a little bit. I see what you're saying. I would do some talking to other therapists. An MFT, for listeners who don't know what an MFT is, a marriage and family therapist. In the state of California, to be a clinical practitioner, a therapist of any kind, you need to have either a degree in social work, you need to have a degree as an MFT, or now they have the LPCC, which is a licensed professional clinical counselor, which allows you to work outside of the marital frame and in the individual person's frame on a different...
Of course, you can be a psychologist,
a full psychologist, yes.
Right, and get a PhD, but that's a lot more time.
I'm talking about the master's level, Joel. Nobody can go any further than your terminal degree as a PhD in psychology. One of the best.
For the listeners, just clarifying.
You absolutely can.
Therapists are.
And just to clarify that, just in general, there are master's level therapists, and then there are psychologists. And psychologists have twice the training and twice the education. So instead of a 2.5-year degree with 3,000 hours of clinical training, it's a 5-year degree with a PhD and 6,000 hours of clinical training. So let's put that one aside. What about blending these two? You said that you might be interested in guidance counseling. I agree. I think you need to go look at MFT a little bit further, but I agree that there's maybe something there that's pulling you back from it. You have more of a business side, and you have more of just a general awareness about kind of being involved in a bigger system. That's what I sense about you than maybe working one-on-one with people. But have you, in going to the vocational school, or I'm sorry, through the vocational program at the community college and thinking about being a guidance counselor, would you ever think about working like as an admissions counselor or an advising rep at a college campus, working with students in a guidance capacity?
Yeah, I did actually think about that when I was in college as well. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to take that extra step and do the extended education, since I felt like I did graduate a few years later than I anticipated with the cosmetology. But if it's something that would actually speak to me and that's the career that I'm meant to be with and that I would be happy with, then maybe it's worth exploring more.
So let me just jump in, Julie. So here's my 2 cents about that. For you, I am a psychologist and was for many years. So I think in terms of those kind of helping professions that, as Julie has pointed out, take a significant training, you probably need to do some background research. Julie said this a few minutes ago, but let me just try to cap this part. I think you need to talk to people who are in the field and talk to the people who are doing it, and to get a feel for whether it's really you. Because I can tell from what you're saying that you don't know. You're not sure about where you are relative to being a therapist, because most people who are very dedicated to being a therapist would answer the questions Julie asked differently, which is fine. You're just not sure. You might be, but you need to do some investigative research and kind of find out how you feel about that. And then you'll know whether that's something you want to pursue. Does that sound reasonable to you, Jolene?
Yes, definitely.
And Jolene, just to reflect your career profile back to you to substantiate what Joel said, I would agree. You have helping profession as part of your primary profile, but you also have teaching and a little bit of business. And so it doesn't really read, it reads much more on guidance counseling or academic advising in my book than it does straight therapists. So I might incorporate that. I would encourage you to go onto a website that the government puts up called mynextmove.org and type in academic advisor and read about the general description of what an academic advisor does. I think you would find a really nice blend of helping move along others in a guidance capacity for academic and career settings, but using some counseling skills as well to work with the student population. And I'm just going to assume that you don't mind working with college age as a population. Is that something that you like?
Yes.
Okay. And you're young enough. So I would go to mynextmove.org. I would read a little bit about the occupation. I would go to a few college websites. I don't know what's in your area, Chapman or UC Davis or wherever you are. And I would look at their careers page and take a look at what the job descriptions are to see if you can get a little confirmation. And then if you like what you're reading, then do exactly what Joel said. Go meet with some academic advisors. And there are all sorts of academic advisors in private universities and private schools, whether it's a vocational cosmetology school or some of the art schools that give, specialized degrees in design. There are all sorts of different academic settings. It doesn't have to be a 4-year university.
Okay. That's interesting. And it's funny because I feel like I thought that in the beginning of my college career, and now hearing it again, it's like bringing me back to that. So that's interesting.
Well, sometimes we have to test other things to know that. I had the same thing happen. I called out that I wanted to be a career counselor at 22 and didn't get there for 15 years. So it happens. It's a process. The good news is when you land there, you'll know you're in it. And not only will you know that you're supposed to be doing it, you'll know that you're supposed to be doing it.
And that's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm excited.
Good for you. Go get it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of your advice.
Yes. Well, we're happy to have you on the show, Jolene. And it sounds like Julie has helped you focus a little bit on what you want to do and get a little closer to it. And we're glad to have had this opportunity. We'd be happy to follow up with you if you like. Just reach out to us and we'll follow up with you with a phone call where one of us can talk with you individually and go through a little bit more of that. But it's been great having you on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Keep in touch and take care.
Good luck, Jolene.
Have a great day.
So, Julie, we've just finished with Jolene. And what do you want to say about that?
I think she's going to be a great academic advisor. Did you notice how she plotted her own path? And she's so deliberate at 28, and she's really explored a lot of things. I think she's going to help facilitate that for students who need to go through the exact same process by using specific classes and coursework to plot their own path and explore different facets of their own academic journeys. And I think she's right on it. And when she validated it for us that she had thought about it when she was in college, usually you just know.
Well, good.
That's the nugget that confirms it for me.
Yeah, it sounds like you really nailed it with her about that, because that's
She
probably
nailed it.
where she needs to be. Just one other thing about the call I was thinking about, and this is relevant for a lot of our listeners. When she talked about being in cosmetology early on, and then I asked her about doing that afterwards, and she said she wanted to be somewhere where she had a stable income, retirement benefits. Some people want to be out on their own and make their own way and have their own business, and other people are not built that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I've discovered in life, over a long life, professionally, that it's either one or the other. And it's good that she could define that. She'll do much better. Like if she was an academic advisor, she'd be in an institutional setting, a school or whatever. And that would be great. People who have that gene to be able to go out and market and build their own business of whatever kind it is, then they need to do that. So this is probably a good fit for her.
I think it's going to be a great fit for her. And she is relatively ambitious, even though. And so working in a business or university setting, I think will feel a lot better for her than just a straight classroom or therapy room.
What about therapy? Do you think she'd be a good therapist?
I think she'd be good. I think she'd be unfulfilled. I don't think it's creative enough for her, or at least creative enough in the way she needs to be creative. She's too much of a planner. She needs to get her arms on the bigger picture.
Yeah, my take right now, she's not going to be a therapist.
I think she's somebody to lean on. I think she's probably very trustworthy, easy to talk to. And I think she definitely cares about giving rock solid advice. And she probably has really good judgment. She seemed very mature for a 28-year-old. Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
okay,
if my daughter or son met with a woman like Jolene for academic advising, I'd feel like they were in good hands. I can tell you that just from the
academic
call.
advising, she would do, she will do or would do great at. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, kiddo. Well, it was great having her on the show, and we'll be back in a moment with our next caller.
Yeah.